Good afternoon. My name is Rob Satcher, and today I am presenting my capstone research on the intersection of sleep physiology and carceral environments. We often view incarceration through the lens of legal or social policy, but we rarely consider the biological toll of the prison architecture itself. Today, I will argue that the modern prison environment, defined by constant noise and artificial light, functions as a state of forced sleep deprivation that undermines both individual health and public safety. The problem is that prisons are designed for absolute surveillance, which is fundamentally at odds with human biology. To keep guards' views clear, prisons run bright fluorescent lights 24/7, paired with the constant noise of heavy machinery and clanging metal. As Atlas notes, this isn't a peripheral issue. Sleep deprivation is a constitutive feature of the experience. We are essentially placing individuals in an environment that systematically denies them access to the restorative stages of sleep necessary for basic cognitive and emotional regulation. The scale of this issue is immense. Simpson et al. Conducted research indicating that over 70% of incarcerated individuals report poor sleep quality, with a significant majority meeting the clinical diagnostic criteria for insomnia. This is not localized to the United States. D'Orzio et al. Confirmed similar prevalence rates in international studies, suggesting that the problem is inherent to the institutional design of modern jails. Whether in a local facility or a global context, the lack of environmental autonomy leads to a pervasive state of chronic sleep deficiency. Historically, the architecture of the prison, specifically the panopticon model, prioritized the ability of security to see prisoners at all times. This evolved in the late 20th century with the rise of supermax facilities. As Haney observes, these environments utilize constant lighting and frequent nighttime welfare checks to maintain total control. This historical trajectory shows that we have constantly prioritized the ease of surveillance over the biological requirements of the human brain, effectively trading inmate health for institutional legibility. The physiological consequences are severe. Elam et al. And researchers at Yale University have demonstrated that chronic sleep loss in prison is a primary driver of cardiovascular decline. This directly aligns with our March 25th lecture regarding the metabolic and cardiovascular consequences of sleep deprivation. We learned that chronic sleep restriction puts the body in a state of sympathetic overactivity, leading to hypertension and impaired glucose metabolism. It's not just about being tired, it's a safety hazard. Ireland and Copeland found that sleep-deprived residents can't mentally process their frustration properly, so they just react. That lack of control is exactly why we see so much violence and self-harm on the blocks. This has a direct impact on the public. When individuals are released after years of chronic sleep deficiency, they suffer from significant cognitive deficits, making it nearly impossible to maintain employment or navigate social reintegration, which fuels recidivism. Past interventions, like the distribution of earplugs or eye masks, have largely failed because they don't address the root environmental causes. As Eckelman and Darava highlight, these efforts often collide with security protocols where any reduction in guard visibility is viewed as a liability, effectively stalling meaningful reform. My proposed solution is circadian sync programming. This involves retrofitting housing units with red spectrum lighting for nighttime use. This applies concept 2 from our March 4th lecture, the dual function of the eye. We know that the eye mediates both image formation and circadian photoreception through different pathways. By utilizing light with wavelengths longer than 550 nanometers, we allow correctional officers to maintain visual acuity for safety checks, while protecting the inmate's circadian pacemaker from phase resetting. Coupled with fire-rated acoustic dampening panels, we can create a cell block that supports biological recovery. Implementation would begin with the 12-month pilot program. The primary barriers are institutional resistance and budgetary constraints. To address security concerns, we can implement high-definition infrared cameras that offer superior visibility in the dark compared to current lighting. Regarding the budget, this must be viewed as an investment. By reducing violence-related medical costs and chronic disease management, the system can realize a return on investment within a few fiscal cycles. We are moving from a reactive model of healthcare to a proactive model of environmental health. In conclusion, we cannot expect rehabilitation to occur in an environment that denies the fundamental biological need for sleep. By implementing circadian sync programming, we can restore the cognitive foundation necessary for successful reentry. This approach is scientifically grounded, economically viable, and essential for a more effective justice system. Thank you.